Tried to wipe the whole server. You didn't
I'm not, you know, I have no idea. That's why we turned it over.
You were in charge of it. You were the official in charge. Did you wipe the server?
What, like with a cloth or something?
I don't know.
Well,
you
no.
know how it works digitally. Did you try to wipe the whole server?
I don't know how it works digitally at all.
Hillary Clinton responding to questions about her personal email server. And today, more headlines and more pressure. Clinton's lawyer sent a letter to the Senate Homeland Security Committee saying the server no longer contains data from Secretary Clinton's private email account. But her next challenge may involve reaching out to some of her own supporters. Politico reports some longtime allies are increasingly worried that she's learned little from past scandals and is falling back on her tendency to mount a legalistic defense that only encourages perceptions that she has something to hide. And late today, her campaign conceded that the email controversy is an issue.
We do think that people have questions about this. It's a very confusing topic, and I think as you've seen over the last couple of weeks, we have changed our strategy in that we are trying to do more education. Hillary addressed this directly in her remarks in Iowa last week. Obviously, she takes a lot of questions from you all on it. So we do want people, we do think people have concerns and questions, and we think it's really confusing and want to answer them.
And it may be taking a toll with voters. A new poll shows Bernie Sanders making big gains, cutting Clinton's lead by 25 percentage points in 2 months. It's hard times for the Clinton camp, but is it just a blip or is it drip, drip, drip? Joining me now are Erin McPike, Jimmy Williams, and Amy Holmes. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Good to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Erin, Clinton's own allies are getting worried. Is her campaign now waking up to it?
I really don't think so, based on that comment that you just played from Jen Palmieri. Because think about this old adage, when you're explaining, you're losing. And they're continuing on this strategy that they've been trying for the last 5 months. And I've heard today a lot of people say that polls don't matter, but you've got to look at the trend line for her poll numbers, because over the last 5 months, she's gone down and down and down, and Bernie Sanders has come up. And we probably wouldn't be talking about Joe Biden and a potential candidacy this fall if she weren't in trouble.
Is she in trouble, Jimmy?
I would suggest that we are a year and something out from an actual election. I would suggest that we are many months away from primaries. I would also suggest that, yes, Erin is right about the trend lines. I think that is a true statement. But if you look at the women voters, women are still overwhelmingly with her. That is Republican women, independent women, and Democratic women. Women decide every election. At this point, I have no concerns about this. Do I wish, yes, that Hillary Clinton would get out and she would do sort of a Bill Clinton statement and say, I, like every other Secretary of State, used a private email account. I had a private server just like Jeb Bush, Scott Walker, and Rick Perry. I gave all of my emails up. Jeb Bush has not done that. That, I think, would go a long way. What most people want is fairness and equality across the board.
Why won't she do that?
Because her campaign is not letting her do that, and perhaps she is deciding not to do that. If I were advising her, I don't do political campaigns, let's be clear. That's what I would advise her to do.
Well, Amy, let me ask you, is she in trouble?
Of course she's in trouble. She's dropped 9 points since last month. She is now under 50% among Democratic and leaning Democratic voters. We're just talking about her own constituency. And you just played her own campaign spokeswoman, Jennifer Palmieri, trying to address this in this roundabout way. I would disagree that she's being legalistic. She's not being legalistic. She's being dishonest. And she has said a number of dishonest things, starting with that she only used one device. And now it's turned out she had an iPad and a BlackBerry in addition to her iPhone. She's being caught on that. And Reverend, your own Chuck Todd at NBC said 3 letters have changed this. FBI. They are now investigating her email server. And let's also dispense with the euphemism that it was wiped clean. It means that she was getting rid of evidence. And legally, that could even be considered obstructing justice. As Secretary of State, she was required by the Federal Records Act to keep these records and turn them over. And now she's telling us,
I'm going to let you respond, Jimmy. Let her finish.
Okay.
Oh, you finished?
Right, now she's
No,
telling
I
us
mean,
to just trust her.
And try Amy next time you're on to tell us how you really feel. Go ahead, Jimmy.
The fact that she's actually withholding evidence is a lie. She's not withholding any evidence. There is nothing to withhold evidence from. There is no investigation by any criminal authority, a group, if you will. The FBI is looking into an inquiry, nothing more and nothing less. By using the words FBI, Amy, you were doing something remarkably
I was
fun.
quoting Chuck Todd of NBC. Perhaps you disagree with him
Congratulations.
as well.
I love Chuck Todd very much. But the fact of the matter is the FBI has not charged her or prosecuted her or indicted her. Not at all. So using the FBI is dishonest on your part, and it is a campaign that
Jimmy,
you guys have been
using. Are you going to address the fact that Hillary Clinton has not been honest about her email use?
Let
You
Jimmy
guys have been
finish,
using
then we'll come back to
word.
Jimmy.
You guys have been using this since September 11th of 2000. September
Who's you
11th,
guys?
2011. You've been using this, the word Benghazi, over and over again.
I didn't
now
say
you
it
have
once.
FBI.
You just raised it.
All right, well, let me get back to the politics. Aaron, while our colleagues here calm down a little. I like a little heat, though. Let me bring some politics in here. Aaron, Washington Post spoke to one former advisor to President Obama, Dan Pfeiffer, who said, quote, she isn't as natural a politician as Barack Obama or Bill Clinton. But that's like saying Scottie Pippen isn't as talented as Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson. She's as good or better than just about everyone in the current GOP field. Isn't this kind of a backhanded compliment? I mean, it seems like even supporters are disappointed in Hillary Clinton's skills as a campaigner.
Yeah, now I think there are a lot of Democrats who would say that she is not the best campaigner there is. She never has been, and Barack Obama was better than she was in 2007 and 2008. Look, there is not a better Democratic campaigner in the field.